Hello, welcome to my RP project. I will be going over the book Silverwing using clips from my skiing trip at Whistler. I hope you enjoy. Quote, he was determined to prove himself even though he was a runt. He'd show the whole colony that he wasn't a weakling. So this relates to me because I was a pretty short kid when I was younger, and I just remember all the bigger kids being a lot bigger than I was, and I wanted to prove to them that I could do all the stuff they can and possibly even more, even though I was very short. So Shay decides to go out and prove himself. So what he does is he goes outside and he decides to look at the sun. And in the colony that he lived in, it was totally forbidden to look at the sun. They thought it would burn your eyeballs off. But he did it, and his eyeballs didn't burn off, and he got sort of congratulated for that, which was a big win for him, because it was kind of like, hey, I'm super small, and I still did this, and I didn't die, and hey, maybe I am just as good as you guys. So yeah. So this really does relate to me because I tried to do the exact same thing when I was a younger kid. And I still do it today, and that's kind of what I'm doing here skiing. I'm trying to show people that I can do stuff even though I'm smaller than them. And that's really what connected with me throughout reading this book, was the fact that he was really small and he was trying to figure out new ways or do something else that people would remember him or respect him. Quote, Chinook was considered the most promising of the newborns. Skilled flyer and hunter, Shade would have given anything for his body. And it would make sense to him to want to have a bigger body so that he could be more fit in with the other bats in the colony. He would have liked to be a better flyer or know how to hunt like Chinook, but he wasn't, so we did have to find other ways around that. And that's something that really stuck with me when I was reading the book, that he wanted to be bigger, but he knew he couldn't be. And that's the reason why I chose to record at the mountain, because it's so big compared to me and everyone else on it, that we have to find a way down it, just like Shade would have to find different ways of doing things. We have to find a path that doesn't lead us into a tree or throw us off one of the mountain's cliffs. We need to find a way around it. So the enemy of the book is the owls. So basically, at one point in the book, the owls get hold of Shade, and they decide to bring him to Safe Haven, which is where the colony of the bats are. So when they get there, the bats demand that they get Shade back, and the owls refuse. So what they go do is the leader owl goes and burns down Safe Haven, and this was really devastating to all the bats there. And that just reminded me of sometimes during my skiing trip I would fall like really hard, and it would hurt for me. So thank you for watching my IRP. I hope you enjoyed.